You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
Woo!
Woo!
Tired today. I'm sorry. It was one of the days, man. Just rained and rained and rained.
Yeah, and then there was an accident on the highway, and it took me like 2 hours to get home today. That was brutal.
On my way over by you home, there's this one big turn, and there's a bunch of cops, and a van didn't quite make the turn, and he was just in the telephone pole.
Nice.
It's like, well, you're gonna have that on those rainy days.
Yeah,
I-
I mean,
They were okay. It's just,
let's be honest. Around here, it's instant moron. Just add water. So
I was about to be one of those morons.
uh-oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, freaking since I am on a lovely vacation from work, so I decided to go on a venture. Well, I wouldn't say morning, but it was 10ish, still morning time.
Yeah.
Went to
Still
Waffle
counts.
House to get
Oh.
something to eat. And I was turning down that road to go behind Waffle House, and I guess I gassed it too much, and I started to fishtail. I was like, "What the heck?" Oh,
For those of
yeah.
you that don't have a Waffle House, that's kind of like a spa for us guys. It's pretty awesome.
I feel like Waffle House is a very common place now. I think
They
it's
should
all
be
over.
if they're not.
actually, okay. So Waffle Houses are national, and one of the reasons why I know that is that they use the Waffle House factor when talking about natural disasters.
Waffle House factor.
Yes.
I have to know.
I'm
What
biting.
is the Waffle House factor?
Okay. So, in case you weren't aware, there's
lot
a
of
couple
waffles.
there's a couple things about Waffle House that a lot of people don't know, and it seems incredibly far fetched, but it's true. All right. So, a Waffle House, if there's a natural disaster,
Yeah.
what their menu is decides how bad the event was. Okay. So if they have a full menu, it's at this tier, right, of badness for the. I feel like my camera's off still, but this is the tier of badness, right?
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what the levels are, but I do
Yeah.
know that once running water has ceased to exist, the Waffle House menu drops to what they can make without running water, and also does the badness of the disaster go up, right? Uh,
Oh, wow.
a Waffle House can be ran remotely. It can be assembled in 24 hours in catastrophic areas. So, say like Katrina, you know,
Yeah.
they could basically fly in a Waffle House with helicopters.
The airdrop a Waffle House.
Not only that, there are Waffle House employees that are taught to be paratroopers.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
I'm not even fucking with you.
Wow.
Waffle House employees, some of them are taught how to parachute. They go through parachute school because in the event of emergencies, if there's a Waffle House there and nobody can get to it, and you need to feed people,
Yeah.
Waffle House works with FEMA
What the
because a propane tank can run a Waffle House. They can run their coolers off of propane tanks because propane is also a refrigerant.
Wow, I think we got a catastrophic disaster happening with Tyler right now.
I'm just keep picturing them in their fucking uniforms, just fucking jumping out of a plane.
Smacking chairs out of the air
Trying to
on
hold
their way down.
Trying to hold the paper hat as they come down.
Like, holding the
Yeah.
waffle maker
So
in their arms as they fly down.
if the Waffle House in the disaster area isn't open, that is the highest level of disaster.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Wow. So you guys out there listening, you probably just learned this for the first time, just like us, maybe, but that you'll think twice before you talk shit to a Waffle House waitress, huh?
The Waffle House Index is what it's known as. Okay, so I'm going to read this directly, all right?
All right.
The Waffle House Index is an informal measure of a storm's severity and its effect on the community based on the status of the Waffle House restaurants in the area. It has 5 levels. I'm sorry, 3 levels. There was 5 numbers. Sorry about that. It has 3 levels, green, yellow, and red, indicating full menu, limited menu, and closed, respectively. FEMA and emergency responders use the index to assess the damage of a storm on the scale of the assistance needed for recovery. Waffle House has a reputation for being well prepared for disasters, staying open, or reopening quickly. The index is coined by FEMA administrator in 2011 after the Joplin tornado.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I just keep thinking, like, what are those?
Dude, I don't know what to say. That's amazing.
I just keep seeing,
Here's
like,
to you, Waffle House.
like helicopters with cables holding a fucking Waffle House flying through the air.
That's kind of how I pictured it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
dropping it down.
Yeah, I mean, they can bring in a Waffle House. It's aluminum frames and glass. And if the place is that bad off, you don't even need the glass. You can just bring the aluminum frame in and set it down and slide the equipment under the roof, and ta-da, you got a Waffle House. You could build a Waffle House in a tent.
wow.
It's literally a propane flat iron grill. It's just a grill surface, and then the coolers. Everything can run off of generators and propane.
Not shitting on Waffle House, but that's kind of like what it is breakfast in a tent.
It's like breakfast in a car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys weren't aware of that one.
I never knew that.
I don't know. I just thought that they were like, out of all the people, like places that make breakfast, I feel like that one is like, it's the oddest one to have so much business. Because I'm not like, their breakfast is not great, but it's still like, I feel like it's reasonably priced for what you get.
I would agree with that.
That's awesome. I saw a meme there that says that it was from Florida. It says, "We don't worry about hurricanes until Waffle House closes."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think Waffle House is one of the only businesses that stays open. Like, I guess, I want to retail. Well, not retail. It's one of the businesses that stays open during the holidays, like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, they actually are open on fucking Christmas, and most of the fucking places like closed down.
Yeah. That's wow. I'm just mind blown. That's
I'm about
pretty
to
wild.
I'm about to give the Waffle House index card to us.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Wow. So if it hits red,
It's bad.
yep.
That's good.
No
Yeah.
hash browns, no smothered hash browns.
What is smothered again? Isn't that with chili?
I thought so. Or
I know
is it
covered
cheese?
is cheese. Covered
Cheese
is
is
cheese.
covered. It's like
Smothered.
smothered, covered.
Chunked is with ham. Okay.
Smothered is onions.
Oh,
Chunked is ham. Wait, maybe not.
I
We're gonna
know.
have to get
I know
part of this.
covered for sure because I got it covered with
Yeah.
cheese.
I get it country. Countries with gravy.
Smothered chunk.
Oh, I always get the breakfast bowl. Yeah, I get like the sausage, bacon, and eggs, and then hash browns, and then I tell them to put my biscuits and gravy on top because I like to dig to get to the stuff.
All right,
Like
so
an
it
adventure.
is smothered in onions, covered in cheese, chunked in ham, diced in tomatoes, peppered with jalapenos, capped with mushrooms, topped with chili, and all the way. And the one that's not on the menu is country. But if you order hash browns country, it's the gravy from the biscuits and gravy.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Wow,
I think I inadvertently have mine country every time I go there.
They have like a
Truthfully.
bowl. Are you like they have a bowl, like like a
Mhm.
yeah, a bowl now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like I saw it. I recognized it when I went there with my son a couple weekends back.
Welcome back to your Kentucky Waffle House files.
Dude, I did not expect
I
me
didn't- yeah.
saying that I was going to go to Waffle House that it would turn into I wouldn't say a conspiracy, but something
It is interesting though. That is
interesting
pretty
to
wild.
throw on the show. That's funny.
Yeah.
Collector of useless knowledge. I'm telling you.
That is interesting.
Hey, I don't think like in a natural disaster, I feel like that's an index I need to know.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
Yeah.
showing that to us and our
And not only
viewers.
that, not only that, if there is a disaster, just know that Waffle House does its absolute best to feed the community. So if you can get to a
That's
Waffle
pretty
House,
awesome.
there's food.
Dude, that's awesome right there.
Yeah.
The fact that they're willing to you know what? We're fucking staying.
Now, if
People
it's if it's yellow, you're not going to get waffles. Green means full menu. So yellow is when the water is not running anymore. So you can
Right.
get like sausage, eggs, things like that.
the essentials.
I can get behind that.
I don't
Yeah.
really go for waffles, to be honest, guys. I like them. I'm not saying I don't like them. I just usually when I go there, I offended Tyler here. It's apparently personal. But I don't really hate waffles or anything. I love waffles, but it's like when I go there, I always order this big ass breakfast bowl, and there's no fucking way I can eat a waffle after I finish it.
Okay, so if we're talking Waffle House, and I'm going to offend Tyler here on this one.
Yeah.
I've probably been to Waffle House 200 times, 3 sober, and I always get the All-Star.
Yeah.
And I never get the waffle. I always get biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
I
love biscuits and gravy.
I've never once had a Waffle House waffle.
Yeah. I've had them. I just
I've never once had a Waffle House waffle. I've never tasted one. I've never ordered one. I've never been sitting at a table with somebody that ordered one. I love waffles. I eat waffles here all the time.
Yeah.
We have waffle makers. 2 of them.
Yeah.
Never had a Waffle House waffle.
Okay, I will say this. Their waffles are not special, but I thought you guys were kind of taking a crap on my said waffles.
No, not at all.
No.
I mean,
No.
I
love
felt
waffles.
personally attacked.
I
Love
have
waffles.
this right here to attest that there's not much food out there that I shit on, you know.
I will say this. I don't like pancakes.
Waffles are superior to pancakes in every way.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Let's just go ahead and get him out of here before he says anything else bad that you might have to take it back later. You know what I mean? We don't want to make regrets here by saying bad stuff
what the
about
fuck?
You almost said something terrible about pancakes, and I wanted to just go ahead and nix that before we regret anything, you know?
Nah, I'm not regretting shit. Fuck pancakes.
That's just terrible. That's terrible. We just get
Fuck.
anyway. Jesus.
All right. Well, see, I come into this thinking I didn't even have a news story.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome. Though.
And I had a 15-minute segment on Waffle
Dude,
House.
that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that shit. I could tell by Tyler's reaction that he'd never heard of that before either. So
I love how
I
good-
was freaking dying because I kept thinking that they're just skydiving in like this. I'm going to get you, you fucking waffles.
there's a hurricane.
Ah!
Call it in.
Yep.
Bring the Waffle House in.
Now I
Right here.
just keep thinking of like an Air Force carrier and stuff.
We'll just
and
go
like,
ahead and bulldoze off that fucking Dollar General and just stick it right there. Be fine. Another one will sprout up in a couple days. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Well,
You know what the one good thing about Dollar Generals in a natural disaster is, though?
what?
Well, a hurricane hits a Dollar General. Afterwards, everybody goes back to see the damage in the store. Nobody can tell. It's just as unpacked as it was before. It's fine.
I always pictured a Dollar General like a Hydra. With one goes down, two takes his place.
Yeah, you cut the head off and another one sprouts out.
Yeah.
It's true, man. It's true. I don't know. I kind of got a little bit of a snide remark from a Dollar General employee one day.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. They were like most people that know me, you by now, if you know, if you're a friend of ours and you listen to this, and I know these guys already know, but if what is he fucking saying there? Watching you, mister. Well, when you come at me with a snide remark, you never know how many years I've been waiting for you to say it.
That's fair.
I kind of live for that shit. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. I like when somebody flips me some good shit. So this person says to me, you know, I just got done doing a big job, right? So we were taking our lunch. So we were sitting there and we were eating our lunch and we're about to go in and take care of this Dollar General, you know what I mean? And this person says, "What are y'all on break?" Like, yeah, hold up my sandwich, you know. And then they said, "Man, we should trade jobs." And they kind of had that, like, you know, not like, "Man, we should trade jobs." It was more of a, "We should trade jobs." You know that when somebody says that to you, and I said, "Fuck, I'd probably be really good at receiving trucks and never unpacking them." And then it came out before I even knew I said it. I was like, "Oh shit! How long have I been saving that one?" They're like
That's
little
amazing.
plants, you know. You plant them, and they're like right underneath the soil. And
That's
they're
a
like,
fucking succulent because you don't even have to water it. They're just
yeah. It's like here's the soil, and I plant the little seed in there, like whenever it happens, and then somebody says something that waters it, and it's like, boop. Just like that. It's magic.
it's beautiful.
For my next trick, yeah, it was pretty funny though. I didn't take any offense to it. Hopefully that person didn't either, but if they did, you know, fuck it. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we don't offend anybody on our show, but I feel like there's probably. I know we offend YouTube a lot. Apparently,
That's true.
I don't know why.
Yeah, and do a disclaimer here. Like, I'm not talking shit about every single Dollar General, just one in particular. So if you work at Dollar General, don't you know, don't take offense to it. Unless you're the person I'm talking about, then you know, I guess too late now. Oh man, we got anything weird to talk about, guys? We want to go into that, or we want to?
I got one thing. I can't believe that we haven't really heard about it. It just came out on National Geographic. Here, let me share my screen, and we'll watch a little video with all you guys. Yay, video time!
Video time. Do we get to take a nap and have a juice box?
This is like when they
If
roll
you
the
want-
TV in the classroom. Remember back in the day when they used to do that?
I was just about to say it's like you showed your age right there.
Napping a juice box?
No, when they rolled the TV in,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Honey, me saying that didn't.
I love that you called me honey.
The large amounts of gray in my beard showed my age before I said anything.
Okay. Ish here. Let me hang on. You guys seeing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the moon.
Sometime in the evening hours, I get up a call from the main guard upstairs. He tells me that there are strange lights flying over the facility. They're looking at reddish orange, glowing, pulsating light. It's hovering just above the front gate.
And he pointed with his arms, and he says it's right out there, hovering, motionless and without sound.
He did think that there was a solid object within the light, sort of oval shaped. I kind of dismissed it. I even said, "You mean like UFOs?" And kind of laughed at him. And he said, "Well, they're not airplanes, sir." About 5 minutes later, he calls back and he's screaming into the phone. Now, he's very frightened. He's babbling. He said he's got all the guards out there with their weapons drawn. They wanted orders on what to do. I told him, make sure nothing enters the fenced area. When I hung up the phone, I thought we were under attack. By who or what, I had no idea. And then we get bells and whistles going off at our control panel. And we could see the lights going from green to red all across the board, meaning the missiles were inoperable now.
If the president had given the order to launch the missiles, we could not have launched them.
Wow.
Okay, give me 1 second. I got the thing still going in my ear. Okay, there was a couple other people in that video, but the main person that they talked to was a former. Shoot, hold on, let me find his name. Yeah, former United States Air Force Captain Robert Sells. This happened in March 24th, 1967. And it doesn't disclose where it is because it was an active base.
Yeah.
So that was like they said that they saw these lights in the sky, the people that were above. He was below. Like it was down in there. It wasn't like he could just walk up the stairs and look outside. He was down in a bunker.
Facility.
Yeah, it was that type of facility. So he only had people outside. Like they had people looking at the perimeter, and somebody kept I think if you heard that they thought they saw a shape inside the lights. And even the person that saw the lights were like, "Oh yeah, like there's no sound. Like these are not moving like any like aircrafts that we have. Like there's no." And then that's when he actually told them, he's like, "This, hey," he's like, "What should we do?" He's like, "Engage." Like it's like basically engage if they come across the fence. Don't do anything unless they come across the fence. So, and I think later reading into that, the thing I don't know if it was a coincidence, but like they were saying, their missile systems were going offline.
Yeah.
So there was 10 missiles that went offline. He goes to say that none of them were damaged. There was nothing that screwed it up. They were just off.
Yeah. I wonder because the way they make it sound, it's like, okay, were the missiles independent of each other or were they in an array? You know what I mean?
I didn't.
Because that makes a big difference there. I mean, if you got 2 5 missile arrays and they both go out, well, only 2 things went out. It's still weird.
It seemed like though that there was individual lights that was across the board, 10 individual lights. I would imagine, I mean, I am from the Department of Redundancy Department, according to my tagline, but I would say that there are redundancies in place,
Yeah.
So I would say that all 10 would be independent,
Yeah. That changes things a little bit because 10 individual, subsystems.
Yeah.
So,
with 10 individual fail safes. I mean,
he goes.
how?
Yeah, he did go to say that he signed a non-disclosure agreement about the situation. It was noted, it was told to the public that there was some type of test or some failed system that happened with the missiles, but
Yeah.
nothing was said about what was saw that night. But apparently, he kept quiet of it for 27 years.
Wow.
But then something, they shed light onto all of it, because there was 2 occurrences that he said, but only one was released.
There was also recent legislative acts to remove what do you call them? NDAs, I think is the word or the term. NDAs.
Non-disclosure.
Yeah, non-disclosure
In
agreement.
regards to UAPs, unidentified flying vehicles, unidentified flying objects of any sort. There was some kind of legislative act that was put into play that grants kind of like a you're good if you have information come forward. You know what I mean? Like doesn't matter anymore. You're not breaking any rules.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody has went to some of those people and said, that doesn't mean you.
yeah,
Don't say shit.
Don't just
Unless
shut
you
your
want
mouth.
to, unless you want to take a trip
Right.
to the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to go to the circus, do you? That nobody comes back from. Yeah, it is interesting. I've heard that rumor before though about the weapons being disabled and things like that.
Yeah.
What was interesting to me was his description of the lights itself.
The reddish. Well, this it's basically secondhand because he's not the one. He said he never saw anything. This was coming from the guard that was seeing it outside, and he said it was a reddish orange pulsating light.
Yeah.
And they
Like,
still said that there was a shape.
Some context to that, I think, is that if you're a guard sitting outside and your commanding officer is asking you questions, you're not going to sit there and make shit up. Because if you did, you're in some big ass shit. You're going to be in some big fucking trouble.
Yeah.
And I just seriously doubt anybody is willing to do that for the sake of a UFO story.
Yeah, especially being I know even people in the military will say that they screw around. They mess around, they make jokes. Sure. They're just people just like us. We're weird, we do dumb things, but I feel like there's a level of security here that it's like you're at a nuclear missile base.
Right.
If you try to make a joke about somebody potential threat coming to a base like that, yeah, I get where Denny's coming from on that. Like, I don't think somebody would take that lightly.
I feel like there's times to screw around and there's times that you absolutely do not screw around, and that seems like one, potential enemy. I can only imagine the guard actually being kind of freaked out, like you have no idea what this is. Yeah, what's about to happen,
Not like on top of the fact that not knowing what it was, but potential where he was, being at that place, being that scared, dude, I'm at a missile base. Somebody would target this. So having that adrenaline of being on ease, saying oh shit, we might be being attacked, and then on top of it, after him calling back to his commanding officer and saying what should I do, and him saying engage if they come into the fence line, and that would fucking scare the shit out of me. Sure. It's oh shit.
I'd probably be like oh fuck, here we go.
Here we go.
I'm curious to see how much more is going to come out.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
am
Well,
too.
we know
I
this is just scratching the surface.
well, all this was made on National Geographic, a show called UFO Investigating the Unknown.
So okay, with Nat Geo, have they went down the rabbit hole that is like the History Channel, where you can't believe anything they say anymore, or are they still somewhat staying true to form?
It's
I haven't kept
TV,
up.
so
Yeah,
it's hard to like believe anything that's on TV because it's bar none. No matter if it's on TV, it's for entertainment. Like
Right.
they might throw facts out there here and there, and like something that will get you thinking about what's going on out there. But no matter what, they might embellish some shit. It's just like any like bio picture that you see about somebody. They never get ring true to like 100% fact because there could have been something that happened that somebody could get vilified for. Like somebody could get shamed for doing something or this or that and the other thing.
yeah.
That's why I think like TV is such a
Yeah,
hard
but
place to.
Nat Geo used to be like you could trust them.
Well, I feel like that's because they were only dealing in like natural like stuff like animals and
Yeah.
nature and shit like that. Like, why would you lie about any of that kind of stuff going on?
Right.
Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
Like,
Nat Geo used to be on PBS, you know? So that's where I'm like, are they still reliable?
I think back then Nat Geo they were conveying the information that they had at hand as up to date as possible about wildlife and the environment. You know.
Right. But you know, like with History Channel when they had the what was it, the mermaid documentary and then the dragon documentary.
Yeah.
You know, those were mockumentaries, and they actually got, I believe History got in trouble for the mermaid one because they tried to portray it as true.
Yeah.
But if you look up the IMDb on it, everybody in it was an actor.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
that's something you could do is you could look up the IMDb on that particular
That's
episode.
kind of. I mean, it's like the reality TV revolution.
Yeah.
You know, that changed the way all of these shows formatted because reality TV is super cheap to make. You can embellish the hell out of it, just like a lot of other things, and then it sells.
Yeah, it's
And
sensationalized.
so they
Yeah.
might have a lot of educational programming, but there's also that idea that they would throw in something, embellish the fucking hell out of it, and then use it to sell airtime. You know.
and that's another thing too. Like, you're talking about reality TV. Do you guys remember a TV show back in the day called The Joe Schmo Show?
Sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
It's based like, okay, you guys heard of Big Brother or The
Yeah.
Real World and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's basically it tapes everybody's lives. They do little games and stuff, and they try to win a prize at the end of the thing.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was premised around one guy, the Joe Schmo. Like, they called him the Joe Schmo. He's the average dude, and they were trying to put him. Everybody else on the show was trying to win, but they were all actor and actresses, but this one guy. So basically, it was a huge prank on this one dude, thinking that he was on a game show trying to win something, but it was all just to put him in awkward positions.
That's shitty.
It was.
It's like
That's
it
shitty
was-
as hell.
it almost feels like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
It
You know?
technically is. That's like
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. It's like the Truman Show.
Like wow.
That's
Totally screw this guy over.
terrible.
But at the end, like it was weird. But I don't want to go into that because that's not what I was trying to get at. But it shows that you can believe anything around you, like a TV show. If they never said one word about that being, it was a prank on this guy, I don't think anybody would have recognized
Yeah.
it being anything different from regular reality TV.
I'm behind that. I think that's reasonable. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like that's what we have a problem with right now. It's like trying to figure out what's fact and fiction, because it's really hard. Like, dude, I still cannot believe the Waffle House index. That is still mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
But that's the case. Like those types of things. Like when you talk, like, oh my god, you're really saying that for national disasters, fucking Waffle House is up on there, like to help people out and shit. Like,
Actually, I
it,
was actually looking it up. They're called the Jump Team.
yeah, that make
Amazing.
dude, you could not if you told somebody that tomorrow, they're like, fuck you. It's like
Right.
like they wouldn't believe you.
You know, it's kind of why. Honestly, it's why, like, I'll watch documentaries, but there's certain documentarians that I'm interested in, and you can always follow their work in other fields. And you can kind of establish, like, is this person, reliable? Is he a good investigator? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And certain documentarians they have a what do you call it, a legitimacy. They have a good, like, moral standing. They have a good background, and when they go into fields of, like, the unknown, they're also kind of committing career suicide. So there's a few of them out there, like James Fox. The dude literally could have just lived his life doing documentaries on all kinds of stuff. He just happened to take on the South American UFO. And he went there. His objective was to disprove it and to prove that it's a collective phenomenon where people want to embellish it. But the longer he was there and he talked to the people, especially, like, seeing, videos, seeing pictures, seeing evidence, he came back like, no, something was fucking there. Something happened. And unfortunately, he was kind of shit on, a little bit for it. You know what I mean? But to this day, he stands his ground. And he even says, he's like, I didn't need to make this, but people need to know. He's like, there's something crazy going on, and we don't understand it.
But I hate that type of shit. Like when somebody actually truly is trying to find answers, even if it is fake or not.
Yeah.
You don't see that on primetime TV anymore.
No.
You won't see that at all. But you see all these other TV shows. I'm sorry, if anybody out there listening, Finding Bigfoot is garbage. It's like, I'm sorry, why?
Most of the
What's
cast
point?
of the show would agree with you.
Yeah, like I don't.
But
Why
if you like go back and do some diligence on it,
Mhm.
like, I made fun of Bobo as much as anybody because they portrayed him as dumb. But if you actually go and listen to his show, his podcast,
Was that
that dude
Bigfoot and Beyond or something?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually, dude, he's sharp as a tack, and he'll straight up, like, he'll throw Discovery under the bus like that, and he straight up says, like, he's like, dude, people were telling us, like, where they saw stuff, but Discovery wouldn't let us go there. They wanted us to go here. They want us to go here. It looks better here, and that it's more compelling here. He's like, but they said it was up there. We should go there. He's like, and they cut things up and put it out of context, so bad.
So,
But,
well, let's put it that way. Like, okay, I won't shit on the people that did the show, but it's TV. When you go from TV, like, it's like if this show got picked up from some TV show, I don't know why, but do you think they would ever let us talk about any of the stuff that we do?
I'm pretty sure that 90% of the things we say,
yeah,
is probably why we wouldn't have a television show, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing, is that we would have a leash shoved up our ass. It's like, shit, we already have a leash shoved up our ass with YouTube trying to censor us because of stuff that we try, like we didn't even say. They just assumed that we said it.
Do your worst, YouTube.
Yeah.
I got something. I got something here for you guys. I've been sitting on it for a couple episodes. I got a letter here. Okay, it's part one of hopefully more to come. The one thing I did is because the person who wrote it was a friend, a close friend of my family's. I changed a lot of things. Okay, I changed their names. All right, I will tell you all out there where it happened, not precisely. I'll give you the state. Okay, this happened in Arizona. Okay, so if anybody in Arizona, if you have seen or heard of anything like this, please email us or hit us up on Facebook or go to our website. Just get it to us as fast as you can. Okay. So if you guys are ready for this one, I would like to present to you this first part that she sent me here. Okay. You got to bear with her a little bit too. It takes her a bit to kind of remember the story, how it happened, how it laid out in the beginning. This is an ongoing thing. That's kind of an important factor here. I've never heard anything like it before, so here we go. All right, it's kind of long, so sorry. Denny, I've known you for a long time. This is a really hard letter for me to write. Or I guess it's an email, huh? It is, yes. As you know, we were planning to retire out west for most of our working life. Well, the day had come, and earlier than we thought. We were so excited that we couldn't believe it. We told our kids, both growed up and married off, living their lives, we were going to go for it. Of course, they protested. Yeah, I'm sure they did. You know, nobody wants their parent to just whatever. We found a plot of acreage. I took the city out for privacy, or county, I should say, and we decided that we loved it. It was absolutely beautiful. This land stretches for miles and miles, it seems like, but it's about 150 acres to be true. The house was small but nice, and it's comfortable, not too much to take care of. That was a major concern of ours when we were looking. We didn't want to retire straight into another full time job of taking care of a house too big for us. Sorry, there's some of this I didn't really read. I just went for names and removed them. Um, a nice small house with an extra bedroom and a basement with my washer and dryer are although if I'm being honest, I'd prefer if those were on the living floor because I get sick of the stairs. She put a little ha there after that one. So I get that though, you know. My wife has said the same thing before.
Can confirm 2-story house.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should get on with it. You've been so patient with me. The first light we saw was in 2007. I can't remember the month, but it wasn't terribly hot yet outside. It's still comfortable. We noticed the glare was on the horizon. We didn't really think much of it at the time, if I'm being honest. The sun glares like that time to time, so who cares? It wasn't till later that night when we noticed that not only was the light still on the horizon, but it was brighter than it was earlier. The intenseness of it seemed like the light was moving towards us, but I know now that it probably wasn't. It just sat there, like it was on the ground, at the very edge of the property. Well, after watching it for a while, we decided it wasn't much of a big deal and we turned in. Uh, Turned in means go to bed for those that, you know, I'm sure everybody knows that one, right? They should. We got up early the next day, and I don't know why I did it, but I wanted to see if it was still there. So I ran down and I looked, and it wasn't. Okay. Okay. Uh, that was enough for me to say, oh, well. And I decided that I guess it moved on and we should probably move on with ourselves too. Well, that's what I thought. That evening, that light was there all right, but this time it was above our barn and it was about 100 feet from our house. It was like the sun stopped in to visit us. I yelled for my husband at the top of my lungs, and he came running. He thought something got into the barn. We both stood there stunned. This huge ball of light just sitting there. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's orangish red. But it's sitting there like it's nobody's business. My husband said, "What in the blue fuck is that?" I'm sorry. I know this is serious, but I have her voice in my head right now is with a problem here, okay? She's in my head and I'm hearing this. She goes on to say, pardon my language. Here's the thing. I can't for the life of me remember going to bed that night. But we both did, I think. We woke up the next day. Both of us couldn't understand what had happened. We were trying to decide if we should go look closer at it, and that was that. I know this is insane. God, I know. I've had many days trying to decide if we moved out here just to lose our damn minds. The dreams we started having were unreal, and they started immediately after that. Now, these aren't nightmares now. Don't get ahead of yourself. These are just dreams. In the dream, there was this being, and we just called him One. We just called it One, sorry. There was apparently multiples, but this was the only one that was speaking to us. He, it, or I don't know how to say it, began to explain to us that they were hiding out and refueling. They had to make a far trip and had things that they needed to do, and they couldn't afford to run out of gas, so to speak. I remember in my dream, he said, sorry, there's a lot of punctuation things going on here. I won't hurt you. None of us will. We never hurt anything. Don't be afraid. Well, for however weird this sounds, I believed it. I wasn't afraid. I'm still not afraid, Denny. I've had multiple talks with One, and it's always in my dreams. And I've asked if we could meet, but One always says it's probably not a good idea. We're too different, and it might be dangerous for you to meet us. Denny, I tell you what, I don't think they breathe the same stuff we do. Our oxygen is probably too high or something crazy. I think they filter it through something and make it suitable for them. And they seem to gather up resources that we overlook, in their own words. Okay, so let's keep going. 2008. This had been going on for 5 months. The dreams came maybe once a month, if they happened at all. Both me and name removed for privacy. Shit, I missed one. Sorry. Both me and husband had them. How's that? I'll leave it at that. We both had the same dreams with different conversations. However, we were also allowed to hear each other's conversations that they were having. I don't know how to explain that one better. I already knew what his dream was, and he knew mine. It was like we were in a place, a club or a bar, and we were overhearing different conversations, but we knew all of the conversations that were happening. Well, hand on the Bible, by 2009, we had a pile of notebooks. We'd written down everything. We have so much information that we didn't know if it was important or if it's not. But we thought, hell, we better start writing. One said that they have a moon that's almost perfectly eclipsed by their sun. This caused... I think I read it wrong. I'm sorry. It looks like she's saying that the moon has perfectly eclipsed their sun. Wow. She says that caused a lot of problems for them. Apparently, their sun only hits their planet every so often. And it's not very direct. Most of the time, it's really dim. Not like nighttime, but just dim. They love plants. They're so interested. and they love how they grow. Sorry, I'm like retracking because I'm trying to make sure I'm reading it right. Although I think they believe plants are overabundant due to the unbroken sunlight on our planet. I remember asking them if they were really there and if it wasn't just a dream, and if they would just show themselves in the light again. That very next day, the light was over our house for about 5 minutes before it just took off straight upward. My husband wanted to take a four-wheeler and ride out to the spot where we first saw the light. I didn't think that was a good idea, but he seems to think that they are looking out for us. I probably sound like a broken record. Hell, I probably sound like just a crazy person. You know I grew up in the church, Denny, and you know I pray before bed every night. I still pray for folks. I pray for our visitors, too. I hope they make it safely back and forth. I think they are familiar with the same God that we are. When I asked them that, if they believed in God, they gave me the feeling of humor. I didn't hear them laugh. They just made me feel it. It's like they know more about that subject than I'll ever understand. The answer that one finally gave me was, God is a when and a why, not a who or a what. God can't explain anything to you or us. Now, I guess, Denny, they're still working on that one too. I don't know. They told me that they haven't been visiting for very long. They also work in shifts. 3 or 4 of them will operate in a system, she's got that in quotation, for maybe 10 to 20 years before they switch out. A new crew will come in and take over. They study everything. They are fascinated by plant life. And anything that eats plants, they're interested in. In 2010, we saw the craft crystal clear. We thought it was a ball of light at first, but as it got closer, it revealed itself to be a giant black triangle. I heard you all describe it once or twice on your show. As soon as I heard you say it, I got cold chills right down my spine. It looked like that, just like you said. It was dark even during the night. During the day, it's blue, sometimes white. I'd never heard that before. It's almost like this thing can hide in plain sight. They're like turkey hunters. Oh, sorry. They're like them turkey hunters, I think, or them deer hunters. They camouflage and study. I think of them like bird watchers sometimes. Maybe we're the birds. Ha ha. Yeah, maybe we are. I don't know. We have a lot of animals on the farm, and I will put my hand on that Bible again and tell you that yes, my animals have disappeared before. But my animals also turn up a day or two later, right back in their pen where they were taken from. And they're not distressed, they're not upset, and they're not hurt. It's like nothing happened. And I did tell one, I would appreciate it if you would ask. I never got a reply for that one. Okay, the next part I will say to you, you probably shouldn't have on the show. I'm probably going to have to leave this part out, guys. Okay. I'm not going to give the details of this one, guys, because the husband is really nervous about this, but I'm going to say gifts were left. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll tell you guys after the show. Husband is very paranoid about this. We do have proof, and we're going to bring it to you. One did not give us an explanation for this. Denny, we've never seen an alien. I want you to know that. We've never seen it. But we are pretty sure that one is not human. The feeling I get is very logical. Like if you were talking to a computer. I felt like I get the feeling I get because it's hard to translate back and forth. Oh, I see what she's saying. She's saying that she gets that feeling because it's hard. Like the words are coming back, kind of, back and forth, kind of robotic sounding, I guess. I have 1,000 ideas for this, but I don't know if any of them are right. This is very frustrating. Now, Danny, the reason we're so paranoid is because we've had other visitors show up here. Not those kinds. These kinds show up in suits. Official guys. We are very remote, to say the least. But they come asking questions. And we feel very, very uneasy about it. They asked us if we knew anything about military exercises. There ain't no bases out here, Denny. It's very odd. Okay, I'm going to write more soon, and we're trying to figure out if we can stop when we visit our kids. What did I do here? I'm sorry. Oh, I see. I'm reading it. There's like extra ahs everywhere. I'm gonna remove that. That's my fault, probably. I'll write more soon. I'm trying to figure out a way to get the notebooks to you safely. We want you to see them, just in case. That's all I got for this one, guys. There's a paragraph in here. I'm not going to reveal because I want to respect their wishes. But hopefully, when they bring the things that they're wanting to bring for me to see, hopefully we'll have more to reveal there. But a while back, I made a comment. I know I said this before. I made a comment about I have to imagine that someone out there has made contact. And she responded to that. All right. I would vouch for these folks because I've known them since I was little. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what is actually going on out there. I can't imagine their experiences. To be honest with you guys, I'm still kind of in a, I don't know what the right way to put it is, but it's really hard for me to react to this one because I'm kind of close to it. I don't know how to dissect it fairly.
Right.
Without offending a very, very close friend. You know.
Right.
To be honest, my gut and, the love I have for family is she told me she saw something and God damn it, she saw it. She never lied to me before. I don't think she would now. Whatever this thing is, it started with a bright light. It ended in a triangle. Some of the information in it was interesting to me. Was the triangle changing colors?
Yeah, that caught my ear.
Yeah,
Which
I never heard of that.
You think about it though, like take an apex predator like a shark. Their bellies are white, so that they're not easily seen from below.
Yeah,
and they're gray on top, so they're not easily seen from above.
Right.
It might be camouflage.
That's kind of how I looked at it.
If you wanted to blend in with the clouds, what color did you paint your plane?
Yeah. Something that reacts to the light around it.
Yeah.
That's gonna work.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heidi.
Chili, don't put it.
My wife bringing me food.
Oh, what'd you get?
Oh, I didn't know you were recording.
Looks like
chili, don't dump
we
it.
got some Wendy's.
Ooh.
Oh, some chili. All right.
Little freckle bitches. Love it.
All right. So yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. I don't know. I don't know where to begin with it.
I just don't understand why. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Good.
The only thing I was like a little like wanting to question is that I know is why was there like they called the one, why is he he or whatever it was the only one talking to them? Like, is that the way that they do things, so to speak? That's why I like I don't get that. Like, eh, I don't know. Like, and the thing of it is like not trying to like offend anybody, but
Yeah.
like, what is about some of these people that's had these experience? Why is they will never show themselves, like they won't fucking land an aircraft in the middle of like New York, and I think I've said this before, but they'll choose random people just to talk to or abduct or just that like what are the characters that they look for in the person to talk to that they feel that they could give their like their knowledge to it in a way
Yeah.
that's what like I want to like I want to believe it's more of a genuine heart, just like how like she was saying in her thing, she prays for everybody and she prays for these like these beings, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's more of a genuine. It's like she literally she brought like her beliefs into the whole thing, but she still gave love to something that she didn't know, she couldn't explain.
Yeah. She's always going to.
So and I
That's
feel like that like
center
that
of
might
pin.
I feel like that might be the reason. Like that's
Yeah.
my from looking from the outside in and seeing like hearing about all these encounters and abductions. A lot of these people seem
There
pretty
was
genuine
something.
people.
Honestly, that part really got me a little bit. Was you know, when she actually asked them about it. You know, that the answer was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
Trying to scroll back through.
It was God is not a who or what, it's a why and when.
Yeah.
That was interesting to me too. Um, to touch on what you were saying, Tyler, I think it's a firepower thing. You know, like,
Firepower. What do you mean?
well, if you were a starship captain, so to speak, and you were running low on fuel and you needed to fill up, would you pick on a planet the most heavily populated area with lights and possible military force, or would you go somewhere remote?
Yeah. Okay. I'll get that. But then going back to what we just saw, like what I was talking about earlier about that missile base.
Yeah,
Say, okay, maybe this craft wasn't low on fuel, but what was their purpose?
maybe that was
What?
an oopsie.
Oh, I took a wrong turn.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
wrong turn in Albuquerque, right?
First day with my CDLs.
What year was that event?
The
Which,
one
which one?
The one he was talking about, the
Me?
original one. The one Tyler brought up. I'm sorry,
That was
I said
in hold on. Let me
Oh,
make sure I
sorry.
have the. It was on March 24th, 1967.
okay, so relatively early on. Maybe they didn't know what underground military bases were. I don't know. We're speaking
But
completely in hypotheticals.
yeah. But then to have something turn off, like something significant as missile systems turn off, that I just feel like like I can grasp around coincidence, but it's
That
odd
feels,
that they were there and that
yeah,
happened. If
that
they
feels
said like
intent.
yeah, like if they said like months back that they've had problems where their shit will just turn off,
Yeah,
then I would say okay, they're not linked at all, but it would still be weird.
right.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like and like them having such a they love plants or the things that eat the plants. Like
They need something. They need plants. They need something that can grow with little sunlight.
Mhm.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's like one of the things they need. Maybe that's why they're here.
They're studying
I'm
like
throwing ideas. I
yeah,
don't
I
know,
get
but
you. Like well, yeah,
it's
like
like why
she's
if your planet is you have a sun,
mhm.
but your moon is almost covering it. You know, and that would be like a tidal locked moon. Our moon could have done that. Because if you look at how it's tidal locked to us, it's front facing us at all times. It still rotates. But could you imagine if it was locked in such a way that we were going around, the sun with a moon in between us and the sun? That would significantly change everything. Maybe that's
Yeah.
it. Maybe they're looking for planets that are able to survive in low light. I literally just was on a website looking at planets in low light, like what planets survive.
But that's
I don't know.
like
Probably
that's
not. Probably way off, but
I wouldn't say you're way off, but that's like putting the pieces together from what we heard from the story. But
Yeah.
like then on the other side of it, it's like, okay, if we could find said uh said like planet that has a sun with a moon like that, that would be something crazy. Like to actually see something like, okay, yeah, this moon is casting its like basically starving this planet of light. Like I don't know how common that is
Yeah.
for a planet, but then like I don't know, like that would what then what are these other visitors? Like this like okay, we're only talking about this particular visit. And she says that they work in shifts.
Dude, you know what I just thought of? Keep going, Ty. Sorry, I just found
Uh
something.
no, I like we're just talking about this particular one, but there's been multiple like times where people were abducted, they're like lights in the sky. What were they doing? Are these considered the same type? Like, are they the same beings, or are they different? Are these totally different people? I really feel like we're the like the weak kid in gym class that's picked last, and I feel like there's a interstellar like hot like meet and greet, like they all hang out and stuff and laugh at us. They're like, they don't know. They think they know, but they don't.
You just total Futurama there.
Yeah.
When they go back and figure out that Galileo was it Galileo?
No, Leonardo da Vinci.
Da Vinci, that's right. They figured out Da Vinci was an alien, and they go
Yeah,
back and
but
find out that he was the dunce.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember talking about the serpent mounds?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What if this is gonna be a stretch, okay? But what if that bottom one is the planet, and the middle one is a moon, and the top one's the sun, and it's a sun
tiny
that's
sun.
partially eclipsed by a moon,
Huh.
or it's an eyeball. I don't know, but I was just there looking at that, like, dude, what if that was,
Okay. What if it's a descriptor, and that's why it's in the crops?
But that's
See, there's another one here that looks like a lot more like an eyeball, though, so it kind of throws it all off.
That's what I'm saying too. Is like why?
Yeah, but
I'm just. This is like a person speaking in code, and I'm just like, oh my god! Just talk to somebody. Just show yourself.
So-
I'm sorry. We put ourselves in stupid situations, but it seems like aliens just don't want to do that.
So, real quick though, you said the other one looks like an eyeball.
Yeah.
Can you pop it up here real quick?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a better picture of the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me grab it. I should have preloaded it. I didn't really think. I don't think that they communicate, or the communication's not as streamlined as we're thinking, though. I don't think it's that as easy as just like, hey, sup guys. Like, hey, we're from so and so. We want to check out your plants, or stop shooting at us. I just think that bottom one kind of looked like an eyeball, though. I don't know.
I mean, it could, if to us.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, man. It's like,
Yeah.
we're assuming that their eyes look like our eyes.
Yeah.
That looks nothing like a spider's eyes. It looks nothing like bee's eyes.
Yeah.
You know, kind of looks like a goat eye. Kind of.
Well, I can see that. I don't know. I was just sitting there I'm trying to look through imagery, and I'm like, well, maybe we can find something that cooperates
Kind of like a
more,
reptile eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. I kind of I honestly want to take this and just start digging. I want to start digging out more, and I'm going to be scouring for Arizona sightings, try to find more shit that cooperates with it.
Mm-hmm.
See if I could find more lights in the sky. Shouldn't be too hard nowadays, you know.
But there's that one famous one, right? Is it Arizona that happened?
Which one?
The Arizona Lights or something? I can't remember that string of lights.
The Phoenix Lights.
Yeah, the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah, that's Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. That is in Arizona.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yep.
I gotta start reading more, man. I feel like I'm just not like I should know this shit. You know, we have a podcast that talks about weird shit. And it's
Yeah, but you never went to podcasting school.
That is true. My tag there, right underneath me, says it. It's a disclaimer. Tried to get into podcasting school and just didn't make it.
And you never went to podcasting school.
So yeah, I don't know. The other thing that was interesting was that 20 years or so they switch crews.
So yeah, like
curious about that. Like why?
Yeah, like what? Like I can't. Well, technically, yeah, like that's. But she did say, like in their thing, she didn't think that they breathed our air in that certain way. Just like how we can't stay like space station.
They're migrant workers. I mean, I'm not being insulting. I'm being
no.
They're migrant workers. They go do their job away from home for 15, 20 years and then come back home.
Well, what I was like going off is like because we personally can't stay out in like space because the like radiation levels.
Not only that, the lack of gravity.
Yeah, because they say you actually grow like a couple like centimeters
and your atrophy.
Yeah, like so, it's kind of like I want to say it's probably like that. It's like they can only tolerate this much time on a different planet.
I can only imagine what 15 years in space would do to your internal organs.
Oh, yeah.
But if we had artificial gravity, like is there anything such as that? Do we have artificial gravity in space? I don't.
Centrifuges is not. That's not within our grasp just yet.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's like it. The math checks out. Put it that way. Like it will work. It's just we're not there.
Yeah. Gotcha. Everybody on the ISS is floating around.
Yeah. I wonder how far you could go in 20 years if you were hauling ass.
But now I'm trying to figure out like where would they come from though? It's like that's why I'm still like struggling. Like okay, they need to refuel. Hold on a second. That's another thing. Like going back on like they need to refuel, but they would switch out crews and stuff like that. So are they here for like a reason, or is it that they were stranded for a bit there? It's that like something something happened where that crew maybe their tour went a little bit longer than usual because they kind of got stranded. So I don't know. There's a lot of things about this. Like, it's not like the story itself that's giving me a head scratcher, but it's more along the lines of that I just really want to know what they are doing.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I want to know what the hell they're like. What is it they're up to?
I'm
why
sorry.
Do they switch crews? Why is it, every whatever? Why are they so interested in the plant life and things that eat plants? Why?
So one thing I keep saying that I want to see, like, I want to understand and learn. I want to hear, like, I actually want to see an alien, but I know for a fact if I saw a fucking alien, I'd probably scream. Ah! It's like at the top of my lungs. Oh god.
I mean, I have to imagine that we probably freak them out too.
Yeah, look at my face.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's why
you see
half
that,
our
you're like, ah! And it sees you, and it's like, eh! You know?
I'd like that's like look at my face. Like that's the reason like half our listeners don't come to YouTube is because of my face.
Shame on you out there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say we do some digging. I'm pretty much gonna. I have to go. I'm literally falling asleep at the wheel here, guys. I'm so sorry. I am like tired as hell, and I want to dig. That's the bad part. I'm frustrated. I want to keep digging, and I want to look into this, but I got no more steam.
I could see it in your face.
I'm out of juice.
Yep. Time to refuel.
I need to
Rondo,
refuel,
man.
It's what plants crave.
That's what plants. That's what they need.
They're looking for Grondo.
They're looking for. I thought it was Brondo.
Brondo, is it? Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was Brondo.
I don't know. I gotta quit making fun of this though, because she'll smack the shit out of me.
I thought you were looking back for her.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's a hell of a reach.
Yeah. Ah! Well, yeah, I'm gonna do some digging. I'd like to follow up on this maybe the next episode. Hopefully there's some more.
Yeah.
Hopefully find something, you know. I know it'd be awesome if she happens to write again, but I don't think I'm gonna get one that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she's been working her butt off at it. Have you? That'd be awesome. Just kidding. Take your time. Don't hurt me. All right. You guys got anything else? I got nothing. So, you guys out there, take care of each other.
See you guys.
That's right. You had to do an extra big kiss this time. I didn't. Remember letting the band take notes? Like, take shot, yeah. It was us.
I'm not yelling.
Big
I'm yelling at you.
I'm not yelling. Raise your voice. Very hurtful. You're upsetting Josh.
Upset voice. Upset face.
Yeah, looks like he's about to arm wrestle.
Over the top.